Okay, just going to do a little update. I've been mucking around with the Osmo 3 action camera, that focus thing that I just put a video out the other day. So I think I found the drama, and the drama was that mine didn't have the focus issue to begin with. So I did change. It's changed. What I've done, I kind of moved it until the focus was really good, as you could see by those black and white images in the room. And yeah, okay, you can make the focus really nice indoors at 40 centimeters, but when you come out and film the trees over there, it's just green. You can't see the individual leaves, and it just looked really washed out, really blurry and mucky. But close up was ultra clear. So I reckon it's the lens. The lens, they've put a lens in that's kind of okay at 60 centimeters. It's no good under that, but for the distance, it's really good. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Right now, I've just got it on my head, so I don't have to hold it. What do I look like? A bit of a dick. Yep, that's why they call them dickhead cams. Just picked this stuff up actually this afternoon. $38 for a carton, goes alright, it's not too bad. I'm no beer snob, and if you've seen my setup I got in there, I don't mind paying for beer if it's not too bad, but not when it costs more than petrol. That's just ridiculous. There's no need for that. So yeah, the fountain's good. I'm going to get onto that tomorrow afternoon. You can see the plastic, so I'm going to kind of make it, I don't want to cut any more plastic, but I'm going to put a bit of garden edging around the sides. I'm going to use some of these extra bricks that we had left over, and we actually just got some more rocks in the green bag there today. Similar colours, different shape, but that's all I could find just to finish that off. And then also tomorrow, I'm going to probably start it tomorrow. I won't finish it. I've got this drainage pipe, slotted pipe, so water can go into it. Because what happens here is, if I'm doing something here and I wash this down, or if it really rains hard, the water kind of hits that edge there where the soil is, and kind of comes back. And just you end up with soil and stuff over. And since I've been doing the concreting like for that thing and the coffee table, I've done 2 coffee tables, that thing. That's about it. That's why that excess concrete's there. That's going to go soon tomorrow. But you can see the excess concrete just wash off is there, so that's made that kind of waterproof now. So the water just washes back onto this thing. So what I'm going to do, I found we've been to a few soil shops over the weekend. This was from a place in Balcatta, but there's one down the road, and heaps cheaper than Bunnings. But he didn't sell river rock, so we got this stuff from another place. But he sells 30 kilo bags of blue metal drainage soil, drainage rock, 30 kilos for, I think it was $11 or $10 or something, $12, something like that. Really cheap, like less than half the price of Bunnings. So I'm going to go during the week, probably pick up 2 bags, so I've got 60 kilos. I'm going to dig a trench, kind of a bit wider or a bit deeper than what that is, probably almost 1.5 or so. Dig a trench, same thing, 1.5, two of this wide, all along there. I'm going to rip all these rocks out because they've got full of concrete now. Whatever I can clean up will go back in on top later, because that's called rainbow stone, that stuff. If not, doesn't matter, it's going to go in the bin if it's got too much concrete over it. And then this is almost enough. It's 7 meters, so it should almost do, like, I don't really need it right up that top end. I will put rock there, but I kind of need it from kind of where those weeds start down, and then from here down, so it'll all go in there. And I'm going to put the blue metal drainage rock first, sit this up right on the edge of the concrete, and then fill it up with more drainage rock. And then I'm going to get probably another 2 bags of this rainbow stone, and that'll go all over the top, so it'll all look nice there. and then that way if I do rinse this off with water, the hose, it'll just go into that, you know, it'll have to fill this pipe up, which is quite big, before it starts coming back this way, plus you've got the stone as well. I'm also going to put some garden edging kind of between where I dig the trench and that garden, so that way the soil from the garden doesn't come back to back in here and contaminate this and the rock and everything. So that's the plan, and while this is up, this is when the power for the water feature will get run, all underneath here, underneath this stuff, or next to it probably, or maybe on top, and then I'm going to plug it into that thing up there and do it so you can't see any of the wires, so it'll all be buried under there, and then I'll dig a trench all through there as well and do all that. And then I've got a that's going to be the extension cable that'll go from, it's 10 metres, it's a bit long, but 5 metres was too short, so it'll go from there across, down, under, and then probably in that area there, next to that plant there, I'll whack in this box with a power board in it, so electricity in, and then a power board, and then it'll have a switch power board maybe, I think that's what I got. So one of them will do power for the fountain, for the pump, and another one will do power for the garden lights that we're going to make as well. So that way, you know, during the day you want the fountain on, you don't have to have the lights on, they're individually controlled. So that'll be good. I was thinking of doing, because I got those Philips Hue lights and controllers and stuff everywhere to turn, you know, voice activated. I was thinking of doing that, but I don't think it, because this thing, I've got a Google speaker here and this struggles to get the Wi-Fi. So if I put a thing in a box, you know, probably won't work, and yeah, so I'll probably leave that, the Google switch, plus they're 50-60 bucks as well, so and you'd need two of them, would you? Yeah, you'd need two of them, one to turn the fountain on and another one to turn the lights on, so that they're individually controlled, so I don't really want to do that. So yeah, that'll be that's a project for the week, I think. These are the things I 3D printed, so to change the lens on this camera so you don't scratch it using metal pliers. And then I also 3D printed a heap of stuff, like an old wooden pallet and some trophies and things like that for that diorama, so I'm going to try and get onto that as well this weekend. This week. What else is going on? Oh yeah, you can see there the bike's still not back, so I went and seen the guy at the bike shop yesterday. I just dropped in, just seeing what he's up to, and he's tightened the crank up and the noise is not in the crank. He's thinking that it's coming from the back end. He doesn't know if it's the motor bearings, the hub, or the cassette. So he said, look, I can start swapping out chain, cassette, and mucking around with the hub, but if the problem's in the motor, then I can't do anything with it, and then I'm going to be charging you for like 2 or 3 hours labour to do all this fault finding. So he said you better get in contact with the guy you bought it off over in Melbourne, Electric Kicks it was, in Melbourne, and they've been really good so far. So I called him, this was on Friday, I actually called him, but he was on holidays. I think it was a public holiday over East, so I did call him, but he didn't answer, which is fine. He messaged me, told him he's on a holiday. He's back at work Monday, which is tomorrow. So I'm going to call him nice and early tomorrow morning and just say, the guy spent an hour on it at the moment, so we're only an hour into labour. I think it's 120 bucks or something. So and they did say, Electric Kicks did say that they'd pick up the bill for it, because it's only the bike's only done 180 kilometres, brand new. I've had it, it's been at the shop longer than what I've had it for at my house. I had it for 6 days or something, and it's been there for 8 days now. So he said, yeah, no dramas, we'll pay for it. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of get them to talk to each other, because I'm just a middleman at the moment, and it's a bit of a game of Chinese whispers, so I'm going to just pass on their numbers to each other so that they can sort it out amongst themselves. But what I think's going to happen, hopefully, is the guys in Melbourne where I bought the bike from will send me a new back rim, so it'll have a new cassette, new rim, new motor, and that's it. And then I'll put my tyre and tube on that one, and then give it to the guy there that's got it at the shop just around the corner. And then that will kind of eliminate 3 or 4 things in one hit. And then the only other thing after that's a chain. I think he's going to do a chain on it on tomorrow anyway, just to make sure. Just swap a chain. We swapped pedals while I was there. We swapped pedals. We tightened all sorts of stuff up, and nothing changed. It's still got that clunking, clicking noise. So it's got to be something in the rear end, and the only thing that moves is the whole assembly. You know, the rim, the hub, the cassette, the motor. So hopefully the guys over east will just send us a new rear rim. And that will fix the problem, and then I'll just send my one back faulty kind of thing. So yeah, that'll be good. But yeah, I'm having withdrawal symptoms from it because that was really good fun driving that. But yeah, I only had it for a week, if that. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what more to say about that. But the guys over east have been really good. Apart from the fact I haven't been able to really contact them when it's mattered, but that's neither here nor there. The guy's entitled to have a holiday, so all good. Yeah, so Bunnings happened today. What was that for? Oh, that's right. Yesterday I went to Bunnings. I'll show you that now. Just turn some lights on so you can actually see what's going on. Probably this one. So yeah, another thing with that e-bike is it's pretty heavy. I did a video on this bike rack that was like a cheapy one off eBay that I've modified and welded and repainted and done all sorts of things to it. So that works really good for the gravel bike. That's one of the ones that you got to lift it up and hang it on. I have had my e-bike on that twice, but it's just, even with the battery out, it's just really heavy, and it doesn't quite fit because of the way the top bars, it's not flat like the gravel bike. It's kind of like a V. So one of them goes through that, and the other one goes through where like the old school brakes would be, like through the other bit of the frame underneath the back tyre or on top of the back tyre. So it holds it, but it's really a two-person job to get it up that, and that's quite high as well. That's, you know, the pedals are kind of at my gut. It's quite high to get it up. So what I've done is I bought some steel from Bunnings. So I've bought, that's too long obviously, but that's the length it comes in. So that's going to be, what I'm thinking is, I've also bought a trailer 50mm hitch that goes into the tow bar, and it's a long one, so I've got a bit of room to play with. So what I'm going to do is weld this big thick bit to that. I'm going to drill a hole through it, feed it through, square it up, weld it, and then I've got some metal out the back there, some flat one, or I've got to cut it out of some other bar that I've got, and weld some gussets so it's nice and strong. Obviously I can't make it until I got the bike because I need to measure the width of the wheels, and then I'll just make it a little bit longer to accommodate any bike kind of thing after that. So the bike this will sit kind of at your ankle, a little bit higher than your ankle height, halfway up your leg, and you've only got to lift the bike a little bit. So what I'm thinking is, I've got the leftover metal that I use for the legs on the coffee table. So probably for about that bit at the end, for that long, I'll weld it to that, and it'll come up like that, and same on that side. So the wheels will fit in and they can't come off. So that'll happen at both ends, and then like that, and that's heaps. This is quite thick. It did tell me somewhere. It is 1.6, 30 by 30, 1.6 mil. So that's heaps. That'll definitely carry 24 kilos. That's not an issue. So then the trailer hitch will be in the middle. The car's over here, obviously. And then this is for, I haven't got the hitch yet. That's why I can't show it just yet. But then I'll drill another hole in the hitch. A little bit of this will feed in. And then this one actually feeds into that at whatever height. I'll probably cut it down here somewhere, and then use this like that, and then this will get, I won't bend it because it won't bend properly, so I'll just cut cut and then weld it to make like a little gooseneck. So then that will slide in and kind of grab the top of the frame under the seat kind of thing. So that way the bike can't go that way, can't fall either way, and the wheels can't move left or right, and it can't go up and it can't go down obviously because it's sitting on its wheels. So that will hold it as like a little bit of a gooseneck. And then I've got this stuff which that fits in there. I think it's just pipe insulation. The only thing with this is it's not very hardy, so you got to wrap it in some that Gorilla tape or something like that. So that's my theory, and then I've got, just to finish it off nice, so they're your nice pins that will hold those two tubes together, so you can put it in and then that way the tubes kind of, so that way you can undo that, the top gooseneck comes out and you can take your bike off. So this bit will stay welded to it and this bit will come off, the thinner bit will come off, the gooseneck will be able to come off, but that's how you lock it in. And then I've got some red reflectors for the bits facing backwards and some nice silver, that's almost the same colour as the bike, so the nice silver metallic finish, hammer finish paint, and then some ends for that pipe, for the big pipe, just to finish it off nicely. So that's going to be another cool project, but I can't start it. I should get the trailer hitch next week, but I can't start it until I get the bike back so I can measure it exactly. Not bad. Yeah, so that's the that's kind of the update as much as I can give you with the bike and a couple of projects, but I still haven't done the lights in there. They're the next on. I've got so many things on the go. I think I'm going to do the bike rack's going to sit for a bit because obviously, like I said, I can't do that until I got the bike, so that'll sit for a bit. I really want to. I kind of can't do. I can do the lights in there, but I can't do. I've got to take those rocks out to be able to run the wires for the fountain, but then I've got to do the drainage as well. So the drainage and the wiring for the fountain and the lights are kind of one in the same job there. But I'm hoping to knock that off by next weekend. I want to kind of do that in the afternoons after work, so that'll be good. So then and I'm hoping. I mean, if these guys from Melbourne have to send the rim the same way they sent the bike, it's going to be a week and a bit. Hopefully they can express ship it or something, but whatever, it'll take what it takes, whatever, I don't mind. Well, I kind of do, but what can you do? Not much you can do about it. I watched a couple of videos yesterday on, it was a Park Tool video on how to properly, because I kind of got an idea on how to adjust this, you know, with the high and low screw, and but the guy explained it really well, that you muck around with this thing and that's your indexing left and right, but you got to do this first before you can do that, and so I had this up on the stand there, and it's way better than what it was. There's zero noise now. Before it used to grind and it used to chatter up here. The chain used to hit this, so I followed his instructions. Really good video. So I kind of watched it and then did this. I probably should have bought my pad out here and kind of washed it as I was doing it, but it's not too easy, not too bad to understand. It's pretty easy. So, but that was cool. So that's changing gears like a champ now. I haven't ridden it yet, but just, you know, moving the pedals and zero noise in every gear, and it stops and doesn't fall like. Not that the chain came off before, but yeah, it's bang on now. Like in the lower and the higher gears, it used to make noises and all sorts of stuff, and under pressure it was missing. Like it wouldn't change gears until you backed off with the torque a little bit, and then it'd change gears, and then you'd almost fall off the thing. So that's going really good. I'm going to take that out tomorrow. Hopefully, I think it's going to be a bit of a shit day tomorrow in Perth tomorrow, so I'll probably just go on the bike for a bit. Probably don't want to start any of that and then keep getting rained on. It's just on and off showers, so yeah, so we'll see how we go with that. That's the wiring for the garden lights, and that's going to be conduit to put all the garden lights in as well, just where I need it, just mainly for the bit going down here under the ground. It's all right. Yeah, not much more I can tell you. That's about it, eh? Nothing much has happened in here. It's been pretty quiet. I've got all the bits and pieces now for the camera, so I'm all sorted there. This is that thing that's on my head now, and then I've got another quick release on the selfie stick thing. And when the weather gets better, I'll do a video in the Torana as well, because I've got all the, like a seatbelt clip or backpack clip thing that would work good. I was thinking of actually putting this on the front seat. You know, just collapsed kind of as is, and put my phone in there. So that's one view. And then if I can find a spot to put this this Osmo, put that somewhere as a view, so you can kind of switch between the views. And then also I've got that audio recorder, the Saytech or whatever it is. I've got that with another microphone, just a plug-in microphone, and I was thinking of hanging that out the boot so you get a bit of exhaust noise, but I'll see how it goes. It shouldn't be too hard to all sync up like that. So the only thing is, when you want to edit the video, like say you're sitting at a set of lights for 5 minutes, obviously you don't want to put that up, so you cut it, but then that means you've got to cut the other video and the audio from that, and then you got to resync it. So I don't know how you'd do it, but yeah, even if just a little bit of noise come from that, you could kind of match it into the video, to the talking noise and stuff. But I don't know where to go. It's pretty boring where I live. Could go down the coast, I suppose, but there's only so much to see. Could go through the Swan Valley, but I've done that ride through there. But yeah, I'll sort something out. Go to the city, but during the week I don't want to go to the city. That's the only thing, because of the traffic's just not very good. But anyway, I'm going to smash a couple more of these and call it a weekend done, I think. Another productive one, actually. It was good, like last weekend, getting all that painting out the way. I still haven't cleaned that up. That's another thing I've got to do. I've really got to pull my finger out. It's just got heaps of little jobs, and you know, just keep